When we talk about building strong legs, especially in our later years, most people immediately think of walking. And while walking is a wonderful habit that keeps the body moving, it simply doesn't activate the full network of muscles required for long-term strength and stability. The reason this morning ritual works better than walking is because it wakes up muscles that have been dormant for years, sometimes even decades, and it does so in a way that walking alone can't achieve. Overnight, your muscles cool down, circulation slows, and the nervous system becomes quiet. When you first get out of bed, your legs aren't firing at full capacity. They aren't ready to support quick movements, shifts in balance, or sudden changes in direction. And this is why so many seniors report feeling unsteady in the morning or struggling with those first few steps. They're starting the day before the legs have fully turned on. This ritual is designed to change that instantly. Instead of jumping right into walking, which mostly repeats the same motion over and over, the morning activation routine engages your muscles from multiple angles. It reaches deep into the stabilizer muscles around the hips, thighs, and ankles that play a critical role in keeping you upright and secure. Walking uses mainly the larger muscles, the quads, calves, and glutes, but it doesn't necessarily strengthen the smaller muscles that control balance and protect the joints. These smaller muscles are often the first ones to weaken with age, and once they weaken, walking becomes less effective and more dangerous. That's where this ritual shines. By activating these deeper layers of muscle through intentional breathing, isometric holds, and targeted movements, you wake up the entire leg system, not just the biggest or easiest to reach muscles. When these stabilizers activate, they send strong signals back to the brain, strengthening the neuromuscular connection and preparing your legs to work as a coordinated team. This means that every step you take after the ritual, whether it's walking to the kitchen, stepping outside, or going upstairs, is supported by muscles that are alert, awake, and ready to carry your body with strength and confidence. Another reason this ritual outperforms walking is the way it encourages balanced muscle engagement. Many seniors have dominant muscles that overwork to compensate for weaker ones. This creates imbalances that lead to joint strain, hip discomfort, knee pain, and even falls. Walking doesn't correct those imbalances. It can actually make them worse over time, but the morning activation routine brings harmony back to your movement. It balances out left and right, front and back, upper and lower leg muscles. It ensures that every part of your leg plays its role, which dramatically reduces the risk of instability. And here's another thing walking can't do: intentionally stimulate the fast, twitch muscle fibers responsible for quick reactions, sharp movements, and catching yourself if you suddenly lose balance. These fibers decline rapidly with age unless they are specifically trained. The morning ritual incorporates tiny pulses, controlled holds, and brief bursts of activation that fire these fibers in a safe, low-impact way. When these fibers stay alive and active, your legs stay strong and responsive. That alone can be life-changing. So, while walking is good for maintaining general movement, this morning ritual is what builds the foundation. It strengthens the legs from the inside out, prepares the body for safe movement throughout the day, and restores the kind of stability that walking simply cannot achieve on its own. One of the most overlooked causes of weak legs in seniors is poor circulation, something that happens so gradually over the years that many people don't even realize it's affecting their strength. When blood flow slows down, the muscles in the legs aren't receiving the oxygen and nutrients they need to stay strong, flexible, and energized. And first thing in the morning, circulation is naturally at its lowest point. This is why so many people wake up with stiff knees, heavy legs, or that dragging sensation that makes even simple movement feel more difficult than it should. The morning ritual works better than walking because it starts circulation before you take your first real steps of the day. Walking does increase blood flow, but only after several minutes of repetitive movement, and even then, it doesn't always reach the deep tissues where weakness and inflammation can hide. The morning ritual, however, sends a surge of fresh blood into the leg muscles almost instantly. Through deep, controlled breathing and slow, deliberate contractions, the muscles warm up from the inside out. As the blood vessels widen and circulation improves, stiffness begins to melt away. You can feel the warmth rushing through your legs, signaling that your tissues are finally waking up. This kind of oxygen-rich blood flow is crucial not only for strength, but also for healing. Muscles don't repair themselves without adequate circulation, and joints don't stay lubricated without a steady supply of fluid movement. That's why this ritual helps undo years of tightness and sluggishness that many seniors have come to accept as normal. Better circulation also reduces inflammation, which is one of the biggest hidden enemies of leg strength. When inflammation builds up in the knees, ankles, or hips, it restricts movement and weakens the surrounding muscles. It creates that dull ache that makes people hesitant to walk long distances or climb stairs. The morning activation routine interrupts this cycle. By increasing circulation early in the day, it helps flush out inflammatory chemicals that have pooled overnight. This not only relieves discomfort, but also allows the muscles to contract more efficiently, giving you that feeling of stability and support that walking alone might not provide. Another benefit of enhanced circulation is improved balance. Your muscles and joints rely on constant feedback from your nervous system to know where your body is in space. When circulation is poor, that feedback becomes sluggish and unreliable, making your legs feel unsteady. But when you boost blood flow through the morning ritual, the nerves in your legs reignite, sending crisp, clear signals back to the brain. This sharper communication translates into better control over your movements, fewer wobbles, and greater confidence throughout the day. The energizing effect of improved morning blood flow can even influence your overall mood and motivation. When your legs feel lighter and more capable, the rest of your body follows. You stand taller, feel more awake, and approach your day with a sense of readiness rather than hesitation. This is what makes the ritual so powerful. It's not just about circulation in the legs. It's about creating a full, body state of vitality that makes you want to move more, accomplish more, and live with greater independence. All of this begins with a few intentional minutes each morning, before the demands of the day take over. This simple boost in blood flow sets the stage for stronger legs, better balance, less pain, and a renewed connection to the body you live in every day. One of the most powerful but least understood changes that happens as we age is the gradual weakening of the neuromuscular connection, the communication pathway between the brain and the muscles. This connection is what allows your legs to move with precision, strength, and coordination. It's what helps you catch yourself if you trip, step off a curb without hesitation, or shift your weight smoothly when rising from a chair. But over time, especially with long periods of sitting or inactivity, this connection becomes sluggish. The muscles may still be there, but they aren't getting the clear signals they need to fire properly. That's when movements start to feel shaky, delayed, or uncertain. The morning ritual is so effective because it doesn't just strengthen the muscles. It wakes up the communication system that controls them. When you first wake up, your nervous system is operating in a low power mode. The messages traveling from the brain to your legs are slow and faint. And if your legs have grown weaker over the years, those messages may not reach the right muscles at all. This is why the first steps of the day can feel unsteady and why balance tends to be worst in the morning. Walking doesn't always fix this issue because walking is mostly automatic. The body goes through the same repetitive motion it's been doing for decades without requiring much conscious effort. This means the deeper neuromuscular pathways, the ones responsible for stability and rapid response, don't get the activation they need. But the morning activation ritual changes everything by requiring intentional engagement. Slow, controlled movements paired with focused muscle contractions force the brain to reconnect with the legs in a direct, deliberate way. You're not just moving, you're telling specific muscles to wake up, activate, and support the body. Each contraction sends a message back to the nervous system, strengthening the pathway like a well-used trail. Over time, these pathways become sharper, faster, and more reliable. This renewed communication can dramatically improve stability, allowing your legs to respond instantly when you need them, whether that's recovering from a stumble or navigating uneven ground. Another benefit of strengthening this neuromuscular connection is improved coordination. Many seniors notice that their legs don't always do what they intend. They want to step sideways, pivot, or rise smoothly, but the movement feels choppy or hesitant. This isn't because the muscles are incapable. It's because the message from the brain isn't getting through clearly. The morning ritual helps refine these signals, turning awkward movements into smooth, confident motion. Once the nervous system is fully awake, even simple tasks like walking across the room feel easier and more controlled. There's also a psychological component to this reconnection. When your brain trusts your legs, you naturally move with more confidence. You stop worrying about losing balance, and that fear-based hesitation that disrupts smooth movement begins to fade. Confidence itself becomes a form of strength, allowing your muscles to work without interference from tension or uncertainty. And the more consistently you perform this ritual, the stronger this mind-muscle relationship becomes, creating a powerful foundation for long-term mobility and independence. This is why activating your neuromuscular system each morning is one of the most transformative steps you can take toward rebuilding leg strength and regaining true control over your movement. As we age, certain areas of the legs weaken faster than others, and these weak points often go unnoticed until they begin to affect balance, mobility, and confidence. The truth is, most seniors aren't losing strength in their whole legs, they're losing it in very specific muscles that play crucial roles in daily movement. These are the muscles that help you stand up from a chair, stabilize your body when you shift your weight, lift your legs when climbing stairs, or keep your knees aligned as you walk. And when these areas are neglected, they become the source of the wobbling, stiffness, and instability that many people assume is just an unavoidable part of aging. This morning ritual is so powerful because it targets those exact weak points, the ones that walking rarely reaches, allowing you to rebuild strength where you need it most. The glutes are the biggest example. These muscles aren't just for power, they are the foundation of your entire lower body. Yet, they are also the muscles that weaken most rapidly due to sitting, inactivity, and age-related decline. Strong glutes stabilize your hips, protect your knees, and keep your gait steady and balanced. But when they weaken, your body is forced to rely on smaller muscles that aren't designed to handle that workload. This leads to sore knees, strained lower backs, and a walking pattern that becomes less stable over time. The morning activation routine directly engages the glutes in a controlled, intentional way that instantly begins restoring strength in this vital area. Even small contractions and isometric holds can wake up the glute muscles like flipping on a switch, giving your legs a stronger base of support throughout the day. Another major weak point is the quadriceps, the large muscles at the front of the thighs. These muscles are essential for rising from a seated position, supporting the knee joints and maintaining balance during steps and transitions. When the quads weaken, even simple movements like standing up or stepping over obstacles require more effort, and the risk of knee pain increases dramatically. Walking uses the quads, but not in a way that strengthens them effectively. The morning ritual, however, activates the quads through slow, deliberate engagement that builds strength without strain. This is especially important for seniors who experience knee discomfort, because it allows the muscle to strengthen without the impact or repetitive stress that can aggravate joint issues. Then there are the smaller stabilizer muscles around the ankles, muscles that most people don't think about until they begin to notice their balance declining. These muscles are responsible for keeping the foot aligned, supporting the arch, and helping the body adjust to uneven surfaces. When they weaken, the risk of falls increases dramatically. Walking doesn't always strengthen these stabilizers because most walking takes place on flat, predictable surfaces. But the morning ritual includes subtle ankle activations and holds that reconnect these often neglected muscles to the rest of the leg. When these stabilizers wake up, your balance improves naturally, your gait becomes more stable, and your legs feel more secure with every step. By targeting each of these weak points in a gentle, controlled way, the morning ritual creates a chain reaction of strength throughout the entire leg. The stronger these critical areas become, the more confidently and comfortably you're able to move through the day. One of the most empowering qualities of this morning ritual is that it builds real leg strength without placing unnecessary pressure on the joints. For many seniors, traditional exercise feels intimidating not because of the movement itself, but because of the fear of pain, strain, or injury. Walking is often seen as the safest option, and while it's certainly beneficial, it doesn't provide the targeted strength, building effects that aging legs truly need. The beauty of this ritual is that it gives you all the muscle, engaging benefits of a workout, but without the impact, without the heavy stress on the knees or hips, and without requiring the endurance that walking sometimes demands. Low impact doesn't mean low result. In fact, the opposite is true here. Because the movements are slow, controlled, and specific, your muscles are working harder than they would during a regular walk. Instead of relying on momentum or repetitive motion, the ritual requires your muscles to activate deliberately, hold tension, and support your body with precision. This kind of engagement stimulates the muscle fibers responsible for strength, stability, and balance, yet it does so in a way that feels gentle and safe for the joints. Many seniors are surprised to discover that these small, intentional actions can create a deeper sense of strength than activities they once believed were more challenging. It also helps break the cycle of compensating movements. Many people with weak legs unintentionally shift their weight incorrectly when walking, putting extra pressure on their knees or leaning too heavily on one side. This can lead to soreness, fatigue, and uneven muscle development. When joints hurt, people start moving less. When they move less, their muscles weaken further. It's a frustrating cycle that makes walking harder over time. But the morning ritual interrupts that cycle before it begins each day. It engages the muscles evenly, strengthens the areas that tend to compensate, and reduces the stress placed on your joints when you do begin walking or going about your daily tasks. Another reason this ritual is so effective is that it allows you to build strength without needing long durations of activity. Many seniors don't have the energy or time to walk for extended periods every day, especially if fatigue sets in early. But with this ritual, even a few minutes of focused activation can produce noticeable strength gains. That means you can build stronger legs regardless of your fitness level, mobility limitations, or current stamina. It's accessible, adaptable, and designed to meet your body exactly where it is. Because the movements don't rely on impact, they're also incredibly safe for people dealing with arthritis, past injuries, or chronic discomfort. They warm the muscles, lubricate the joints, and prepare the body for movement without triggering inflammation. Over time, these gentle activations actually help reduce pain by improving muscular support around vulnerable joints. This kind of strengthening is sustainable, which is exactly what aging legs need: consistent activation that builds resilience without wearing the body down. In essence, this low-impact but high-strength approach gives you the best of both worlds: the safety your joints need and the muscle-building power your legs depend on to stay strong. What makes this morning ritual so transformative is that it doesn't just prepare your legs, it prepares your entire body for the day ahead. When your legs activate properly first thing in the morning, everything else in your body begins to function with more energy, stability, and efficiency. Strong, awakened legs influence your posture, your breathing, your balance, and even your mental clarity. Most people underestimate how much the legs contribute to overall well-being, but the truth is, they're the foundation of nearly every movement you make. When that foundation is solid, the body responds with confidence. When it's weak or sluggish, the rest of your system struggles to compensate. The legs contain some of the largest muscles in the body, and when those muscles are activated early in the day, they stimulate a powerful physiological response. Your heart rate increases slightly, blood flow improves, and your metabolism gently rises. This creates a natural wave of energy that carries you through the morning. Many seniors describe feeling more awake, more alert, and more capable after performing the ritual, not because it's strenuous, but because it wakes up the body in a balanced, intentional way. Instead of forcing yourself into motion through stiffness, you begin the day from a place of alignment and readiness. This morning activation also helps improve posture, which is one of the most underrated elements of health and longevity. When the legs are weak, people often compensate by leaning forward, slouching, or shifting their weight unevenly. That posture doesn't just affect the back, it impacts breathing, digestion, circulation, and even mood. But when the muscles of the legs engage properly, they lift and support the pelvis, which in turn supports the spine. Suddenly, standing taller feels effortless rather than forced. Your chest opens, your breathing deepens, and your body feels more grounded as you move through your day. Another profound benefit of starting your morning with strong leg activation is how it influences your balance and coordination. When the legs feel steady, the brain relaxes. You're not constantly bracing yourself or worrying about losing balance. This sense of stability creates a ripple effect. You move more naturally, you take confident steps, and you trust your body. This confidence often leads to increased daily activity, which further strengthens your legs and improves your overall wellness. It's a positive cycle that begins with just a few minutes of focused activation each morning. This ritual also reduces fatigue throughout the day. Many seniors experience what feels like unpredictable waves of tiredness, but those dips often come from a lack of muscular engagement. When muscles aren't activated correctly, the body wastes extra energy trying to stabilize itself during simple tasks. But once those muscles fire properly at the start of the day, your body becomes more efficient. Movements feel smoother, everyday tasks become easier, and you conserve energy instead of burning it unnecessarily. By midday, instead of feeling drained, you feel steady and capable. Even your mood benefits from this ritual. Physical activation releases natural chemicals that boost motivation and increase feelings of well-being. And when your legs feel strong, your mind naturally follows. You begin your day with a sense of accomplishment, a sense of control, and a sense of readiness to handle whatever comes next. This is what makes the morning ritual so much more than a physical exercise. It's a full body preparation for a stronger, steadier, and more energized day.